What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a Tuesday edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Xavier Legette's fat foot. Great job, bud. Sideline, it's right there. When he caught that ball, I leapt off the couch. I was so excited because it was attached to pick'em cards that would have won. It was attached to a massive bet for me. Obviously, don't throw those locks out very often. And boy, did I get completely shafted on that one. So, yeah, Xavier Legette, part of that was the game from come from behind game script there for Bryce Young and company. But then Bryce Young turned back into a pumpkin. Lots of silliness there. But Xavier Legette, he had it. He had it. It was very, very painful. But overall, I felt good about the reads there. In the NBA streets, we ended up going 3 for 4 on this video. And then in the premium Discord, had another 4 props added, 3 for 4 there. Overall, was in the green there, even with the Bam Adebayo ad there on 9.5 rebounds for a half unit that did not end up coming to fruition because Khalil Ware is just going to keep starting and just smash and get 55 rebounds like he's Moses Malone every game. So that's a little bit tilting because I thought there was a chance against a smaller Dallas team. Anyway, you don't care about that. We've got 3 games. This is going to be a quick and easy one for everybody involved. But you might have noticed Lindy's logo, 3s. That's actually going to change the last name for it. But it was Lindy's logo launchers. But yeah, we're going to be doing the same thing that I did in the MLB streets for Lindy's long balls. And then, obviously, I was doing multiple sports there, bouncing around, ended up over 6 units there over the course of the last month, just doing free plays over on X. That was Lindy's long shots. But yeah, Lindy's long balls, that was double digits units over in the MLB streets, just home runs only. But this will be NBA exclusive. Don't know why I can't say words and stuff. Also, where did it go? I know I have this graphic. Here it is. Click. Cool. 50% off. I hate producing, guys. 50% off week or month of the Lindy VIP. Would love for you guys to check it out because, well, I think it's great value. You can talk process with me all the live long day. I'm in there talking NBA DFS, which obviously comes from the Stochastic YouTube channel, which is where I spend a lot of my time as well. 50% off week or month of the Lindy VIP. Use code LOGO. Get yourself 50% off. Wanted to give you guys a little Thanksgiving, little bit of goodness there for you. I don't know why that was like a turkey meets R2D2, but you know, whatever. 50% off week or month of the Lindy VIP. 3 games in the NBA streets. Would love to see you guys in there for tomorrow, where I do have 2 plays on today's slate. Let's get to them. It's not in this one. Atlanta taking on Washington, but I really want to talk process of this game, purely because we've got a questionable tag in Kaishan George and Marvin Bagley. Well, 2 respected Q tags, like one that's just a backup center that now becomes Tristan Vucevic, which I don't even want to talk about that idiot from Friday. And Kaishan George, he's kind of been the stat stuffer here alongside Alex Sarr. So opens up pathway for Sarr if you get both of them ruled out. Sarr rebounds will look real nifty, but pretty big front court that you're going to be dealing with. Jalen Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, and then Onyeka Okongwu. And that's really what I want to highlight here in this featured section. Jalen Johnson, 39.5 PRA. Just about perfectly efficient. Zachary Urisache just wasting away in Margaritaville, sitting in the corner, not really getting the love that a number 1 pick kind of deserves. Just wild to see all of the attention, you know, that, I don't know. It is what it is. You see him play for France over the summer? He's pretty good. Doesn't really fit on this team, but Nickeil Alexander-Walker made himself some money playing with my Minnesota Timberwolves. I really do like seeing him succeed. A guy who, you know, was kind of cast off from New Orleans just to throw in and all of a sudden makes himself a bag. Kids, work hard. You can do anything you put your mind to, except for playing the NBA if you're 6'2" and white like me, in which case you're probably not. Unless you're Colin Gillespie and TJ McConnell. That came out of nowhere, but they're 2 out of a bajillion. We're a dime a dozen, fam. We're a dime a dozen. I also love no, there's no reason that I would be in the NBA. I suck relative to these guys. Just hilarious. Washington High School Hall of Fame. What up? Anyway, Atlanta taking on Washington. I ran a lot of pace metrics for this one, and I think the push and pull of this entire game comes down to Kristaps Porzingis and Onyeka Okongwu. They took turns over the weekend, and both of their numbers look just a little bit inflated to me. I just don't know if I have the power to do it, Captain. I don't have enough power. Onyeka Okongwu, under 24.5 PRA, generally a guy I really like. I just feel really dumb because Kristaps Porzingis is not getting below outrun at this stage of his career. The Atlanta Hawks aren't stupid. That's not something that they really want to do. So my game plan here is basically to read the market, try to figure out if they've got any kind of a lean for it, see if there's anything I'm tweaking in terms of my projections. But right now, it is insanely hyper efficient with just Luke Kennard with the Q tag, and obviously he has no bearing on this front court. We'll say he does have bearing in the minutes that you could potentially run into. For one, Keaton Wallace, and Keaton Wallace has actually impressed me. I've enjoyed watching him. Pretty interesting piece. I mean, like a 9th, 10th guy on your bench. Don't hate that. Don't hate that for Keaton Wallace. But this is the one game I don't have a bet from, so we're going to continue on our merry way. Hit that like button for me as we begin the real important stuff to talk about. And I promise I'll be professional and stuff. I think. Orlando, 1.5 points that they are laying here heading into Philadelphia. Flip, Philadelphia. And we've got ourselves Joel Embiid with the Q tag. Apparently he was moving better with this right knee. I don't know. All I know is that I can look at on-off court numbers because they're readily available at places like PvP Stats, at places like NBA.com. That's a real popular one. Type in on-off court Sixers. Should be the first thing that pops up. Just label it by teams. It's pretty easy to be able to scrub some of that data if you really want to. ChatGPT can really help you. It's taking over. We might as well learn to use the machines. But I've been using the machines for a while. It's just that it's tilting. We got ourselves Philly, and I want to point out a couple of interesting pace metric differences that we get. Well, it's only 2 possessions difference, a little bit slower, but the efficiency goes up here on the Philly side. And then you've got yourself Joel Embiid. He's been a parking cone on defense so far this season. Over 124 defensive rating with him on the floor with the Sixers. It's around 112.5 with, Andre Drummond as your primary center and, Adam Bono when he would, get dusted off for his limited amount of time. But that is a huge difference. Huge difference. Drummond's been the much better defender of the two in a very small sample size so far this season. Does that continue? I don't know. I just know I've watched a lot of Joel Embiid, other than the preseason where I thought he looked a little bit more spry. It's been difficult for him to move around on the defensive end, and obviously they're focused on just getting whatever they can. The best version of Joel Embiid for 24 minutes is what you want if you're Philadelphia in an East that is wide open. Now, you're probably going to get sent to the shadow realm by Oklahoma City if you were to ever actually do anything there. But it's nice to be an Eastern Conference team this season, and I think it's really open. We're seeing Toronto as a team that's kind of ascended into the forefront. New York, if you can't do it this year, it's really going to be difficult for you going forward because it's not going to get any easier for you Knicks fans. But I look at Philly with Joel Embiid, and that's not even the most important portion of my analysis because Paolo Banchero, this is an interesting push and pull because Paolo Banchero is not a very good shooter. And I do think he does a lot of good things in terms of EPM. We see him with like a plus 1.6, but that's not all-star level EPM like we're seeing for some of these other cats in the old Dunks and Threes machine, dunksandthrees.com, something I've been utilizing for years. You should utilize it as well. But I really, friends, think that when you take him off the floor, we're starting to see pace is pretty nominally different. It's 2 possessions per 48 minutes slower from 102 to around 100. But the efficiency is up. And Jalen Suggs minutes looking better. Desmond Bane, after a brutal start to a season, looking better. I like the over in this game. Plus, ESPN bet, rip, minus 105 still, their namesake, before they become the score. So take advantage of this. Over 227.5, inside of standard, minus 110. I like it. And every minute you get of Joel Embiid, whether that's 0, this is kind of what I handicapped it for. Any minute I get from him is going to be the bonus round because of how bad he has been defensively relative to what you might think of Joel Embiid in years past. So, hey, the data is what it is. Maybe there's positive regression for it. Once he gets more spry and is able to move, we know he can be a good defensive piece, but just not really there at the moment. Alrighty, one more play to get to, and this is my favorite of the two. Obviously, felt good about the analysis on the last one. I feel good about the read. Have it north of the 231.5 number, but we've got a 227.5 total for the Battle of LA. Clippers taking on the Lakers. Big note on this one is DeAndre Ayton is out for this game. He had a knee contusion, got dinged up on his knee. They already announced day before that he's going to be out. So let's take that information. Let's put it in the blender. Oh, my goodness. It comes out just wild to me because Jackson Hayes, I do have playing the primary amount of minutes here at center, but there's a guy behind him. Drew Timme. We got Drew Timme in our life. Gonzaga's finest. He's bounced around a couple of spots, most notably Brooklyn, where he actually got to have some time out on the floor. But This guy gets shit done on a basketball floor. He could actually get some rebounds. I doubt we get lines for him. I don't think books really know what to do with him. Plus, I don't know if they know what to do with Maxi Kleber and Jared Vanderbilt minutes, how they really want to be breaking that down. So he just got acquired. Maybe he just gets a flat 0 here, but I just want to point out that these are the kind of like high energy matchups with nobody really on the bench for the Clippers. Thank God they can stagger between Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. One should always be on the floor at every moment of this game, no matter what. If you're not, you're probably doing it wrong, Ty Lue, but Ty Lue does it wrong all the time. But I want to highlight somebody else on the Clippers. Ivica Zubac. His minutes are going to slightly come down and be a little bit more moderate for a couple of reasons. First off, Kawhi Leonard, that's just a rotation piece that you're going to be building out minutes for. So everybody else, yeah, it's a different position, but everybody else has to like slide to the left, slide to the right. And John Collins can play some backup 5 there, but Brook Lopez has primarily just been playing the 14-minute role behind Zubac every single night, and that's all she wrote. So what do we do about it here? Why are we getting plus money on 10.5 rebounds on DraftKings.com right now with Ivica Zubac? It makes no sense to me. Jackson Hayes, he's around an 80th percentile rebounder, total rebound rate in the NBA. That's not very good amongst centers. That's basically middle of the road, maybe like a little bit back of the pack. Not terrible, but not elite the way that you get some of these other guys. His rebound prop sitting at 5.5, I find that to be pretty darn efficient. But if he gets the primary center minutes and then it's smaller Jared Vanderbilt, Maxi Kleber, what is stopping 32 minutes of Ivica Zubac and 5.5, 6.5, the primary number here? I get it. You could run into a blowout situation, but the number of times this stays competitive, he stays out of foul trouble, there's just no planet where I'm not auto-clicking 10.5 rebounds. Now, I understand it was inflated to 12.5, 13.5. They played weaker competition. The Charlottes of the world, Orlando, even though, that ended up not going poorly for them. They had a terrible road trip in general. They just needed Kawhi back. But Ivica Zubac, 10.5 rebounds, plus money. Anything you get with plus money at that number, you should be clicking it against Jackson Hayes and company here against the Lakers. One more time, people, 50% off a week or a month of the Lindy VIP. I'd love to have you guys in there purely because it's Thanksgiving. We're going to have a ton of NFL. We're going to have a ton of NBA on Wednesday and Friday and all the goodness and Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's going to be great times over in the Tails Discord. So many sharp people, and it's not just myself. We've got some people hooked up over at Tails, which again, be like Lindy, join Tails today. There's a link down below. We got my guy B Grebs. We got my guy J Metal K. We got my guy John the Bettis. We got my guy Pete Shepard. I'm so happy with some of the crew that we've got over in the Lindy Discord right now. It could not be a better time to come join and kick it. Learn from them, talk process. We are in there all the time. Also, the gift game of Lannister, that's worth the price of admission in itself. Real ones know. Lannister 13, he is the GOAT of the gift game. Come kick it. Be like Lindy. Join Tails today. And that does it for a super quick and easy edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays. Sorry about Xavier Leggett. I mean, I lost more money than I would like to on that one, but I felt very good about it. And obviously we take calculated risks. Half unit for all the standard likes, full unit there. I do it a little bit differently than other people. Try to incorporate Quarter Kelly without you knowing that I'm incorporating Quarter Kelly. It's always math. It always comes down to math. Also, it's like a beautiful mind. No, it's not. It's not that at all. Let's get out of here. 50% off, guys. If you guys want to come kick it with me over in the Discord with a ton of lovely fellows. We'll see you guys later. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Can't wait to go to bed earlier than the night. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Tuesday. Bye.